I mean, there are so many things that you navigate together in marriage, and you get through it and it's like, all right, we're through it, on to the next thing. And it's like, hang on a second. Can we just pause and take a moment to, one, be grateful to the Lord for our spouse, the gift of our spouse. Two, to be grateful for our spouse for not throwing in the towel, because we know that what statistics show that over 50% of marriages end in divorce. And so the fact that my spouse has chosen to not be part of that statistic, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. But do we take time to voice that to our spouse? Do we take time to call out the little things that they're doing to make sure that our marriage stays on track, to make sure that our spouse feels appreciated? It's easy to kind of get lost in that.
Hey, welcome to the Greater Marriage Podcast. We are so glad you decided to join us. My name is Dustyn. This is my wife, Heather. And man, if you've been around here a while, you know what we do. Man, God put a vision on our hearts to reach single people who are hopeful, married people who are hopeless, and everything in between. And so this is a space where we could talk about marriage and relationships and parenthood and the life in Christ and just all of the above. We always want to come back to the truth of the Word of God. And maybe you'll hear some funny stories about us. Maybe some sad stories, maybe some true stories, maybe some, not that there'd be any not true stories, but
Encouraging stories.
Things we did well, things we didn't do well, things that might be encouraging, things that might hit home a little bit. We just hope that you can take a little bit of time out of your day, maybe on a lunch break or on a just a quick 20 or 30 minute drive to work, and spend some time with us and learn and grow just like we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been through seasons where our marriage, I think, fell to the bottom of the priority list, and it showed. And so our heart is that this is just one of many resources that can help people keep marriage out in front, to keep marriage at the top of your priority list, because it does take intentionality to have a great marriage.
Yeah, for sure it does. So today we're talking about just that, being intentional, and we're talking about one daily habit that we believe could transform your marriage. And
hold on, before we talk about that, should we talk about habits that could, tear up your marriage, annoy your spouse?
I mean, I wouldn't say tear up. Sure, we could go habits that tear up your marriage, but I think maybe we get a little lighthearted with it, and we can go habits that just maybe bug you or annoy you. We've talked about this before. You've talked about, I stretch my mouth when my mouth gets dry. This is the season, mouth stretching season right now. Whenever you get a little chapped lips. I just got back from a work trip to Denver. I'm a little chapped right now. I think I was doing it this morning. You called me out on it a little bit, and that's okay.
And we laughed about it, moved on. In the name of transparency, we will out ourselves and our annoying habits just for you, just for your marriage.
No doubt. Okay.
So do I have any annoying habits?
Oh, man. Besides calling out my annoying habits, I don't know. I don't know that you...
I'm really good at that.
You're pretty good at that one, yeah. That's more of an art form than a habit at this point, man, maybe this is I feel like you've sent me like a Instagram reel about this one. Maybe this is just like a thing girls do, but I'm a dude, and I'm very much a dude, and I did grow up with a sister, but I don't know that I was like, I don't know. I guess I just maybe didn't realize some of the things girls do until I got married.
You were probably just oblivious to it.
Probably, after I take a shower, I dry off, I dry my hair with my towel, I get dressed, I'm ready for the day. You dry off, get out, and like a dog, you're like whip your hair dry. You've got a hair dryer, you got towels, but you decide to shake off like a dog. I don't understand. I
use the towel. Okay, it's because there's so much more hair than you have. So I use all of it.
Okay, I know. I'm getting a little light on top. Okay, I hit my mid-30s. It's starting to get a little light on top.
It's a process when you have that much hair. Girls, come on. You squeeze the hair out, still wet. You dry it with a towel, still wet. You run a brush through it. It's still dripping down your back. If you're already dressed, it's getting your clothes wet. And so sometimes doing that, head bang, fling helps get some of that water out of your hair before you start blow drying, because then that is a process in itself.
Yeah, I mean, it takes me 30 seconds to blow dry my hair if I need to.
It takes me 30 minutes to do my hair.
It's tough.
It's tough life. Okay, so noted that annoys you.
No, it's not annoying. It's just something I don't understand.
Next time I'll go do that on your side of the bed right before bed.
Oh, sick. Appreciate that. Ugh, why is it damp? What's happening?
What else you got?
Girl math is a real thing. We talked about that this morning.
Oh.
You were like, hey, like something came in. I was like, oh, what'd you order? Amazon packages just galore. Like, I don't know that I've ever ordered from Amazon ever. I don't know. It's like, we get packages and I'm like, oh, it's not for me. What'd you get? And you were like, oh, like without saying like, oh, I got this. It was $10. You're like, oh, I got these. They were $25 on sale for $5. And I was like, oh, look at you. Like, you saved $40, babes. Girl math.
You're welcome.
Great. Yeah.
You're welcome.
You never spent a dime. You just have only saved us money with the money you've spent.
Also, when you do a return, you're making money.
Oh, wow.
When you do a return. So if I return something for $30, I made $30.
Look at that. Look at you. Just an absolute entrepreneur.
Look at me go.
Look at you go.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what else you do that annoys me. Oh,
no.
This one. So we're in the same lane of talking about hair. Obviously, I have a lot of hair. That hair comes out when I wash my hair in the shower. And so sometimes, the drain in the bottom of the shower, the hair will kind of pile up there. I try to do a good job of taking that hair out. Sometimes I don't do it every single time I wash my hair. So Dustyn, in his spiteful way, will
I would call it spiteful.
Reach down, apparently, and see the hair, reach down, grab the wad of hair, and instead of putting it in the trash can, he moves it over to the side of the tile in the bottom of the shower. Then the next time I get in the shower, I see the hair over there, and it's like, all right, he took the time to pick the wad of hair up, move it to the side, so that then I would have to pick it up and put it in the trash can.
See, this is where communication is key, fellow.
This is real time
people. This is real time communication here. Never once have I bent down, picked up the wad of hair and moved it. I have felt it under my feet and just kicked it to the side. That's the move. It's not like I am going to move this so that she has to throw it away. It's like, oh, gross. And then I kick it to the side so the water can drain and so that I can take a shower not standing on a woolly mammoth. And I just kick it. And then
two things.
I forget, or I'm like, gross, and so I don't
take
it out and throw it away.
One, you act like you're saying wad of hair. Guys, I don't shed that much. It doesn't block the water from going down the drain.
I'm ankle deep water in our shower. All right. And I move what feels like a small cat off said drain.
It is a small amount of hair that is moved over, for the record.
Yeah.
Also, if you're making the effort at all, why wouldn't you just pick it up? Why wouldn't you just put it in the trash can?
I'm not going to lie. I kick it, shower, and it leaves my mind. It's out of my brain by the time I get out of the shower. I never once have thought like, oh, I left that hair in the shower. Shoot, I should have grabbed that for Heather. Or, yeah, I left that hair in her so she can grab it. Neither of those thoughts have ever crossed my mind. It's gross, kick, finish washing your hair.
Okay, the second thing that I don't understand then is if that grosses you out so much, the hair, why does it not gross you out that every time you shave your face, you leave the hair all in the sink?
I don't. I typically throw the water on, wash it out, water off. Unless I'm in a hurry, again, left my mind. I was shaving, I'm doing my hair, I'm getting ready, right? And then it's like, I leave and I come back, I'm like, oh, gross. And then I wash it down. Or I'm like, man, that magically got washed down the sink. How did that happen? I don't know. It's crazy. I left my underwear by the bed. They're magically in the hamper. I left hair on the sink. It's magically washed down. I left a cup by the bed. It's magically in the dishwasher. I don't know. It's the Lord.
So we can both agree. Let's find some common ground here. We can both agree that we annoy each other. Sometimes our daily habits annoy each other. Sometimes it's not worth causing a big tiff over.
You just have a little fun conversation about it, Laugh so you don't cry, as we say.
Okay, on that note, let's get into the daily habit that will transform your marriage in a good way. In a good way. So we want to talk about the idea of consistent gratitude. And that feels like a really broad blanket statement to just say, be more grateful. But it is so easy in marriage to get into just doing business, right? Checking the boxes, doing the things, and not taking a moment to step back and have that bird's eye view of your marriage that is true gratitude. Like, oh my gosh, the fact that someone chose me with all of my hair in the shower, all of my quirks, all of my everything, that someone still chose to be with me, that the Lord has made even my crooked places straight, that all the things we've been through, the Lord has come and covered it all, that, we have dug our heels deep. Like, there are so many things that you navigate together in marriage, and you get through it and it's like, all right, we're through it, on to the next thing. And it's like, hang on a second. Can we just pause and take a moment to, one, be grateful to the Lord for our spouse, the gift of our spouse. Two, to be grateful for our spouse for not throwing in the towel, because we know that what statistics show that over 50% of marriages end in divorce. And so the fact that my spouse has chosen to not be part of that statistic, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. But do we take time to voice that to our spouse? Do we take time to call out the little things that they're doing to make sure that our marriage stays on track, to make sure that our spouse feels appreciated? It's easy to kind of get lost in that.
Yeah. The enemy loves to speak through silence, right? And so we have to give him the least amount of room to talk and the least amount of room to allow us to be deceived. He is the deceiver. Jesus said that about him. Jesus said he's the deceiver, and when he lies, he speaks his native tongue. The enemy has always been a liar. From the first thing we hear the serpent say, which is a representation of the enemy, right? The first thing we ever hear the serpent say is, did God really say? He's always questioning motives. He's questioning what God said, how God said it. And he does the same thing to you and your spouse.
Right.
Do they really think that? Did they really say that? Did they really do that? Why did they do that? He's constantly questioning motives. He's constantly questioning intentions. We'll talk about intentions today. We always want to believe the best about one another's intentions. Like, oh, he didn't leave that wad of hair in the shower for me to clean up. That grossed him out, and he just didn't grab it. And listen, I'm not manly enough to grab a wad of hair out of the shower, and make that very clear. All right, for the fellas listening, I would eat that wad of hair. All right, I'm kidding. I would totally throw that away. Not my intention at all. Right? Things happen, but the enemy loves to speak in the areas where we're silent. And so, if we can go out of our way to show gratitude, a note, a word, a touch, something just to say, hey, I'm here, I see you, hey, I love you. Like, every single day, being intentional about the things we say and the things we do, it gives the enemy no foothold in our marriage to speak in the silent and be like, he doesn't appreciate you. He doesn't care about you. Look, he left that for you. Like, he just left his hair in the sink because he doesn't care about you. He thinks you're just going to he expects you to do that for him. And it's like, that's not who I am.
Right.
That's not who we are. Like, I don't expect you to do anything for me. And I would always go out of my way to help with anything, with the dishes, with the laundry, with the kids, grabbing, like, whatever small things we do around the house. It's like, we are a team in this. And I want you to know that I'm on your team. And I don't expect you to do anything, but when I do something and you notice it and say something to me, that means the world. Because you do get busy with life, and you begin to think like, man, she didn't even notice I did that. It's like, well, I was just going for a work trip, and we have this door in our laundry room that our dog has just destroyed. When we first got her, That first couple of weeks, we would, leave her in the laundry room. So we weren't kindling her. We weren't locking her in a closet.
Kindling. It sounded like you said killing her.
We weren't killing her or kindling her. Or, it's just a nice big laundry room to roam around. Her toys are in there, her bed's in there. But she would just scratch the tar out of this door. I was gone and you fixed the door. Thank you, babe. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Got some spackle, went and got a paint match, did all this stuff, made the door. It looks incredible. And, of course, I didn't notice when I came in late last night. I got up early this morning. We're getting ready, getting kids ready, and you walked me in there and you're like, "Hey, you see anything?" I'm like, "New laundry hampers, love them." You're like, "Not the hampers, something else." And I was like, I have no idea. Is it you? Like, did you get your hair done? I didn't notice it. Like, what happened? And you pointed out the door. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." Had I never said anything, it could have been easy for you. And again, like you weren't like trying to draw it out of me. You were just showing me the new, we were both excited about it. But had I not noticed that, it could have been easy for you to be like, "Man, he doesn't even notice anything I do." Like I took time to go get paint and spackle that. And that's probably something he should have done. Like it's like a, little housework thing. Like I should have knocked it out. I was gone and you did it yourself. And you could have let resentment build there. But instead, you just let me in on it. And it's like, "Oh, thank you for showing me that. And thank you for doing that." Like, I love it because I want to appreciate the things you do.
So sometimes I think, a spouse may use the reason, well, my spouse isn't a words of affirmation person.
Sure, which you're not.
So they don't need to hear that. They don't need me to call those things out. Or they've told me they don't need me to say that. What would you say to somebody in that situation?
Sure. Right. Like I would say learn to speak your spouse's love language. But sometimes words are as much for you as they are for your spouse. It's hard to be angry with you when I'm speaking well of you. It's hard to stay mad at you when I'm actively forgiving you. It's hard to, again, think bad thoughts when I'm constantly speaking good things, when I'm speaking life over you, right? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 13. And so it's like we eat good the fruit of our lips. And so I'm going to eat good the fruit of my words about you. And if I'm constantly speaking about you in a loving way and being grateful for you and being thankful for you, I'm the words person, right? Words of affirmation is my love language. It's not yours. And so, yeah, you may not need the words that I say as much as I need to say them. And in the same way, like I do want to hear it. Like I do want your words. And so for you, it may not come natural to you to want to say, to like a compliment or to want to call things out verbally. Like you will notice it and you will appreciate it. And so, yeah, when you speak it, it reminds you to speak my love language. When I speak it, it reminds me like, oh, I have an amazing wife and I love her very much. And so when I speak that, it encourages me to go and also speak your love language, right? To also go and do something for you and to find a way that makes you feel seen and loved and appreciated, not just with my words, but my words are kind of a boost for me to do that, right?
I mean, you literally just took the words out of my mouth. I was just thinking, even though, I'm not a words person, it's not so much about what you say. It's just the fact that like, I feel seen in those moments. And that's exactly what you said. And I mean, every human being, has that innate desire to be seen, to be heard. And so even if that isn't your spouse's primary love language, still just making them feel that appreciation is going to go so far. It's going to make them want to do things even more. It's like you're infusing, as you infuse gratitude into your spouse, you're also infusing this desire in them to want to do more, and then causes them to want to show you more gratitude, which, infuses that in you. And then you just kind of build this beautiful cycle that just fuels itself as we continue to show gratitude. And it's, once you start doing it, maybe you're not a words person, but you're like, you know what? My spouse needs this. I'm going to try. Once you start noticing things and you get in that habit of calling things out, even if it's like, after dinner, like, hey, thanks for making dinner tonight. Or, hey, thanks for flipping the dishwasher. I went to load it and it was empty. Even those little things, when you start expressing gratitude in the small moments, it's easy for that to just kind of become part of your daily lingo.
Yeah. I said Proverbs 13. I believe it's Proverbs 18:21, right? That life and death are in the power of the tongue. we are either building or tearing down with our words every single day. And so when it comes to our relationship, when it comes to our marriage and how we feel about our spouse, are your words building or are they tearing down? Are they building your marriage? Are they building your spouse? Are they building your love for your spouse? You may say kind things to your spouse, but then your internal dialogue is negative, right? They can say, hey, thanks for doing the laundry. And then I walk away and I'm like, well, dear God, but you didn't, whatever. You didn't get your hair out of the shower. Well, you didn't, but you're still doing that hair whipping thing. You didn't water all over my mirror or whatever. It's like if my internal dialogue isn't life-giving, then my heart's gonna be sick. Yeah. If I'm putting my hope in you making me happy and not finding it in the Lord and not allowing the Lord to renew my mind and transform my heart and soften the areas that have gotten hard and allow him to, one of the things that I pray all the time is, God, search my heart and point out anything that offends you. And for my marriage, search my heart and point out anything that would offend my wife. Point out any area of offense that I have in my heart for my wife, for the people that I work with, whatever, anyone in my life. It's like, man, I don't want to carry offense. I don't want to have a hard heart. So I want to make sure that my internal dialogue is positive as well, about you, about our marriage, and about your thoughts toward me, right? Like, I want to believe the best about your thoughts toward me. And so I love that the Lord tells us about his thoughts toward us. So it's like, well, is he a man of his word? Yes, because his thoughts toward us are the same as his words toward us, right? And so I want to make sure that I am taking captive every thought and making it obedient to Christ, even about us, you, myself, the way we think about each other, all of that. We are, one of my favorite sayings, and I've said this several times about discovering things out of the word, is that the treasures of God aren't found because we dig deeper. They're found because we dig daily, right? Daily digging creates depth. Okay. So in your marriage, what kind of hole are you digging with your words? Is it a hole to create depth, or is it a hole to create a grave? Like,
wow.
Are you digging a grave for your marriage every time you say something, or are you digging to find depth and to find and to plant a deep foundation, right? The higher a building is, the deeper that building's foundation, right? The deeper you dig, the higher you can build. And so it's the same way in our marriage. What kind of hole am I digging with my words? Right? We make a joke, like, man, you're digging a hole. Like, man, just keep on digging, right? And our pastor always says, hey, the rule of holes is stop digging, right? Like if you want to stop putting yourself in a hole, stop digging that hole. Well, in the same way, if I want my foundation to be deep, I'm going to continue to dig the right kind of hole.
Yeah.
Right? Like I want to dig a deep, solid foundation with the things I say about you, about our marriage, the thoughts I think toward you. And then I want to make sure that we clearly communicate our thoughts toward one another.
Well, and a part of how do we make our marriage greater today is, if you're in this place of maybe your heart is sick, maybe your thoughts toward your spouse aren't what they should be. And it's like, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to assume the worst about my spouse. I don't want to think that their intentions are bad. How do I get past that? It all comes back to our words. We just read that verse, life and death are in the power of the tongue. So in order to change what we've allowed to take root in our hearts, the thoughts that we have to change the way we speak about our spouse, the way we speak about our marriage and the situations that we have. So we call those things that are not as though they are, as though they were. And so if there's an area in your marriage that it's like, okay, maybe my spouse did this, but they didn't do this. Focus on the positive. Call out the great things that they're doing. Infuse life in your spouse that way. As you hear yourself commending your spouse, talking about what you appreciate about them, your heart is going to follow. Yes. And when your heart follows, your thoughts are going to follow.
Yeah. Exactly. It starts with renewing your mind. And the Holy Spirit wants to be your advocate in this. Like, he is called our helper for a reason, right? And he reminds us of God's word, and God's word will refresh and renew our minds. It's called the washing of the water of the word, is how the gospel puts it, right? And so whenever we cleanse ourselves, cleanse our mind, and cleanse our palate, right? Like, maybe the things you've been saying, you developed a taste for negative words toward your spouse, and you need to cleanse your palate.
Yeah.
Cleanse your palate with the word, and then begin to speak the word over your spouse. Begin to, if you're a husband, begin to speak Proverbs 31 over your spouse. Read through Ephesians 5 and say, I love my wife. I love my wife just like, and even more than I love myself. I love my wife like Christ loves the church, that he gave his life for his bride, like for his church. And so you just begin to speak those words. Begin to read Songs of Solomon and how he speaks about his bride, this loving, he uses nature to describe the beauty of his bride. We've all, if you've ever been, I was just in Colorado again. If you ever have been to Colorado, you walk out and you're like, why do I live in Tulsa? This is so beautiful. Nature is breathtaking. And I want to think those same things when I think about you. When I look at my wife, it's like, man, you are just breathtaking. I love to look at you. I love to think about you. And I want to remind myself of that every single day, because life gets in the way and busyness gets in the way and small annoyances get in the way, and you forget. Jesus talked about how in Revelation, he said, you've forgotten your first love. And he's talking about the love for the gospel, for the love of Christ, and why you began to follow Christ to begin with, right? And he's saying, man, fall back in love with me, with my heart toward you, with what drew you into the gospel, with what drew you in to knowing and loving and growing in Christ. Well, in the same way, let's not forget the love of our marriage and the love of our life. And let's allow God to renew that love in us by the words that we speak, by having great daily gratitude and say, man, I'm so thankful for you. I'm so thankful for a wife that does, if your wife does one thing right, focus on the one thing that she does right. Say, man, I'm so thankful she does that. There's a million things we can work on, but I'm so grateful that I have you and that you do that. And that makes me so happy. And I'm going to continue to focus on what I love about you. And I'm going to speak life over the things that maybe rub me the wrong way, or the things that I feel like are out of alignment.
Yeah, that's good. Well, hey, that's our challenge to you today, to find at least one thing that you can show gratitude to your spouse for, something that they did for you, something they did for your family, for your home, whatever it is, as small or as big as it is. Make your spouse today feel seen and appreciated. And then moving forward, challenge yourself in that, to do that every single day. Yeah. And just watch what the Lord does in your marriage. Watch what the Lord does to your heart as you show gratitude to your spouse. Hey, thanks for tuning in with us today. As always, we have resources available for you at greatermarriage.com. You can follow us on any of your favorite social media platforms, and we'll have another episode for you coming up next week. So we'll see you then. Go be great.